Hello everyone, my name is Luther Ragsdale, broker and CEO of Platinum Real Estate. And today, our training is going to be about listing presentation. This is for real estate agents. We obviously know that I always say that one of the major keys to your success in this business is to list properties. To list is to last. I always say to list is to last. One of our major functions, one of the major goals we have in this business is to list properties. I love listings because listings allow us to be the employer rather than the employee. You know, the employee deals with buyers and actually show properties. Nothing wrong with that, but you're actually working for the employer, who is the listing agent, because the listing agent have the ability to list the property, and it gives you a lot of control in your business, a lot of control over your time. So listings are very, very important. So today I want to talk about how to be successful on your listing presentation, as I want to talk about some key factors that will help you be successful on your listing presentations. First and foremost, you have to understand the listing presentation is not about you. You know, so many times we want to focus on the wrong things as listing agent. You know, we work hard, we market, we advertise, we get that listing appointment. It's now time to go out and to give that actual listing presentation to show the seller why the seller should get in a contract with us over another listing agent, or why, you know, we are the person for the job. But at that listing presentation, understand the buyer really does not care about you. A lot of times we want to talk about our success, our credentials, and actually it's not really about us. Also, it's not really about the home. You know, so many times we get caught up in showing the property, showing the home. You know, we are talking to the homeowner about the wrong things. Really, it's not about you, and it's not about the home. You know, what's the goal? What are we really here for? It's to sell the property. We want to get the listing, and we have to show the seller that we can get the job done. We can sell the property. That's the goal. It's not about, you know, how nice the home is. You know, it's not about what improvements the home need. It's about how we, the listing agent, how we can get this job done. We have to convince the seller that I can get the home sold. Now, you know, how do we do that? Well, first we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused at the goal at hand. You know, our goal is to produce a profit for the seller. Our goal is to produce a profit, represent the seller, assist and counsel the seller in the process of getting the property sold. So we have to be focused. A major part of the presentation is being on time, being professional at all times. I always advise my real estate agents with Platinum Real Estate, I always say, you know, one of the keys to Platinum Real Estate is we do everything at the ultimate level. We either do it right or we do not do it at all. So always perform on the platinum level. Always, always be professional at all times. I always wear, at a minimum, a jacket. Many times I will even wear a sports coat, even a suit, because to be professional and to be on time is the first step in achieving your goal and getting that listing as a part of that listing presentation. So now let's talk about some factors that will affect us being successful selling this home. So we are here at the listing presentation now. We are talking to the seller. Here's some very important points we have to make and that the seller must understand. For us to be successful, for us to sell this property, number one, we have to look at the condition of the property, and the seller have to understand the condition will be a major point on how much we can sell the property for, how quickly the property will sell. We can price it right, but if the condition is not that desirable, that can affect the overall sale of the home. So one very important point we have to make to the seller is the condition. Next, we have to inform the seller. It's very important that the more viewings we have, the more times we show the property, the more of opportunity that we will have to close the deal. So it's very important that we put a lockbox on the front door. And it's also very important that the seller works with us and help us show the property. Sometimes you will have sellers that will, say, I only want the property shown during this time of day or this time of the evening. I only want it shown if I'm there. Maybe I do not want a lockbox on the front door. We have to explain to our sellers all of these things will hamper and will hinder our overall success. We have to develop a team type of spirit, that we are here to work with you, and a part of us working together as a team. It's very important that the seller understand that the seller controls the condition of the property. The seller controls how many times we view the property. I can spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising, and I can drive traffic to the home, but I really need the assistance of the seller to help with the actual entry, with the actual showing of the home. The next thing we have to explain to our seller is there's a difference between value, perceived value, and the actual price. Every seller that puts their property on the market always, I repeat, always have a very high value. They want a lot of money for the properties. Sellers always want a very high price, and the buyer always wants to buy the property for pennies on the dollar. That's just the way it is. That's just human nature. Nothing wrong with that. But one thing we have to always do is bring reality to this process. We have to explain to this seller, here's the true price of the property. Here's the true value of the property. And because of the value, here's what we should price the property for. And it's very important for our success to inform the seller, and the seller understands what the market will truly bear. And last, we have to explain our marketing plan. We have to explain to the seller why we're going to actually, what the plan that we're going to put in place to actually sell this home. I strongly encourage you all to visit my website, LutherRagsdale.com. And LutherRagsdale.com, I have actual listing scripts, but that you can actually use to help you on a listing presentation. I also have books and manuals that can actually help you get even more knowledge on listing properties for sale. If you need a marketing plan, you can find that marketing plan at my website, LutherRagsdale.com. So the marketing plan is extremely important, you guys. The marketing plan will make you or break you, and to be successful on a listing presentation, you have to sit down and explain that marketing plan step by step. That marketing plan truly is where it's at. So I would recommend, before you even think about going on a listing presentation, go to my website, get that marketing plan, understand that marketing plan, and understand it inside and out, and that's a major key to your overall success on your listing presentation. Now let's talk about some more major keys to you being successful on your listing presentation. Just about 3 or 4 more things that I want to point out that's an absolute must, that you must have when you go on this listing presentation. Number 1, you always have to identify and know how motivated is the seller. Why are they selling? When do they want to sell? How motivated do you want to sell your home now? You know, if a person wants to list and sell their home in 6 months or 12 months, that person is not motivated. So before you go on this listing presentation, it is very important that you understand how motivated is the seller at this time. Next, you have to know your market, because you will get objections from your sellers each and every time. Every time you go on a listing presentation, when you talk about price, you will receive a objection. They will always want the price to be much higher than what you tell them that is, all the time, because reality typically is not there with the seller initially. It's your job to know the market and to be able to explain the true value of that piece of property. Once you know the true value, then you can explain and justify the price. But most sellers will always want to list their home a lot higher than the true value. For you to be successful, you have to be able to, explain that. A major part of explaining that is understanding the net sheet. Here is the true value of the property. Here's my commission. Disclose your entire commission, whether it's 5, 6, 7%, whatever it is. Always explain the co-op, how much you will receive, and possibly how much the other agent will receive. But understand all of the fees, closing costs, etc. Always explain everything on that net sheet. Before you go on a listing presentation, you have to understand the net sheet. I have an entire training just on understanding the net sheet. You must understand the net sheet on a listing presentation. Next, always explain the seller disclosure statement. Now, what's the seller disclosure statement? Basically, the seller disclosing what's wrong or any knowledgeable problems with the property. So you have to understand that seller disclosure statement. And last but not least, you always want to take with you, obviously, a listing contract. But you not only want to take that contract, you have to understand every paragraph, every phrase in that listing contract. If you understand the net sheet, you understand the value, you understand how motivated the seller is, you understand the entire listing contract. If you're on time, professional, if you're energetic and motivated, you can have a lot of success when listing properties. I would strongly suggest, if you have any questions, feel free to go to my website, LutherRagsdale.com, and there's a lot of great information for you. And remember, if you want to be successful in this business, to list is to last. I am Luther Ragsdale, broker and CEO of Platinum Real Estate. Feel free to contact me at any time at my website, LutherRagsdale.com, or you can send me an email at Luther, Luther, at LutherRagsdale.com. Thank you, and may God bless you.